What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to another review of So I'm a Spider, So What? In today's review, guys, we are wrapping up episode number 18. Yes, that's right, guys. We are here on episode number 18. This episode was called You Guys Are Kind of Awful. Man, what a fantastic episode. You know, each and every week, guys, like, there has not been a week that I have left, like, feeling, like, truly disappointed. Each week, we have been given another nugget that is kind of taking us to our goal. I literally feel like each episode is like somebody coming and laying out the Reese's Pieces, and we're ET following them and eating them until we get to our goal. And in this week's episode, guys, we saw a little bit of Shun and his party, and we saw a little bit of Kumoko. It was like half and half. Maybe it was more Kumoko this week and then a little bit of Shun. But regardless, we're able to push forward on both of their stories and both of the timelines that we got. And we honestly learned a lot. And, you know, in this land, what we have learned is there is a lot of religious corruption. There is two main kind of sects of religion that is followed. There is the ones that follow the religion of the word and the ones that follow the religion of the goddess. Now, apparently, what was made apparent is both of the religions technically are worshiping the same goddess, which is the voice of the world, which is the girl that we were able to glance at last episode. So it looks like both religions follow the same person. They just don't realize it. Well, one does, and they do it quite differently. So one religion that is the voice that follows the word, they basically worship through skills and basically giving skills up, and that's how they show their dedication to the religion. And they follow it through the voice of God, right? And the voice of God is essentially the voice that, as you level up, it says, you know, that you've been given a skill up or whatever the case is. So that religion is completely dedicated to following them, which we were made aware of early in the season when one of the reincarnations, so one of the students was an orphan and was raised by the church, and she is outlandishly crazy, and she follows that word. Well, the other one, they worship kind of different, and that's where Dustin comes in, which is the head priest, which is the freaking crazy dude. That's a crazy dude, or it might be the other way around. I think he might be the leader of the voice of the world or whatever. But he's extremely aware of the situation, the power struggles, and he's aware that the churches are worshiping the same thing, just different ways. This episode was able to also make clear that there is three power struggles that are going on. We have Dustin, the head priest. We have Ariel, our beautiful demon lord. And then we have the elves, which is like Potimus, which we know he Mr. Beheaded over there. We have Potimus, the head of the elves. And these are the three main power struggles outside of, obviously, kingdoms and leaders and kings and queens and stuff. These are the three major power struggles, and they're all kind of aware of that each of them is making moves. Well, now with Kumoko kind of making her way in, she has kind of disturbed the power struggle, and at least Potimus and Ariel, they're both very aware of her. So Ariel's worried that she's screwing stuff up for her, and Potimus is thinking that, you know, Ariel's making moves, and Dustin is, you know, thinking like, hey, this must be a warning from Ariel to not move on this town because Kumiko has laid over her protection on this town that she made her way to. The reason she made her way to it is because she had noticed her baby girl Sophia making her way shortly after that she arrived, and she's just kind of keeping a side eye on her because, you know, she kind of saved her originally, and she's noticing that the elves are after her again. Well, before I make my way there, the elves apparently are doing a child trafficking thing, and the church believes that they're doing child trafficking to cover up what they're really doing. They're just kind of doing these moves, but they're targeting specific children with, I guess, specific abilities, maybe. So it's either one of the two things: either they're targeting children with specific abilities to recruit, or they're doing that, but then they're doing it to cover up something larger that they're doing. It doesn't seem that that's very clear yet to us. But regardless, Kumiko has kind of layered over her protection of Sophia. She has killed multiple elves, multiple bandits, and so much that she's even tracked down where the elves are going as like their main base. So we know that she's definitely going to end the elves, at least in that sector, very soon. Outside of that, she has also been dubbed Kumoko the Healer because she has made the decision to stop the bandits and heal the ill. So she heals a child and mother who are deathly ill, like on their deathbed ill. And she does it just out of boredom because, the mother brings the child to her. She's like, please. And she's like, I guess I'm bored. I'm not really doing anything. So she heals him. And because of that, she increases kind of her famousness in town, which Sophia's mother has been spreading the good word already, which Sophia's dad is very skeptical of her, as he should, because she is a monster nonetheless. But the whole town ends up lining up at the end of the episode to bring all of their children and themselves to be healed by Kumoko. So now Kumoko is going to end up, naturally, right? We assume Kumiko is going to end up healing the town and kind of being their savior and their guardian. But what is that going to lead to exactly? The last thing I kind of want to talk about is next episode was deemed it's a class reunion. So we know at some point Kumiko is going to meet up or face her classmates, which I'm assuming that it'll be Shun and his party. And what is that exactly going to lead to? I don't know. But man, overall, guys, like, what a awesome episode. This definitely laid more groundwork and more lore. Like, one thing that I love about this anime so much is that it's so lore heavy. And you just have to kind of be in awe of just, like, I feel invested not only in characters. I don't feel just invested in Shun's story. I don't just feel invested in Kumiko's story. I feel invested in the story of, like, this world. Like, I am so painfully aware of, like, their religions and their power struggles and what the different kingdoms are doing. The fact that the labyrinth has, like, its own ecosystem. Like, I just feel so invested into the lore of this land, of this this world. And, there's something unique that not a lot of anime do. They typically get you really invested in the character and the things that surround the character. But I feel like this anime gets you really invested into the world and the characters that inhabit them, which is now our main characters that we have been given in the story. But overall, like, really, really awesome episode. Like, I really, really enjoy. This one I have less questions of as I did last week. I'm just kind of thinking what happens going forward. I kind of want to know what ends up happening with Kumiko's parallel minds and attacking the Demon Lord. Is she going to take them over? Is she going to take over Mama Kumiko at some point? What's going to happen when she succeeds at devouring the brain of or soul of Mama Kumiko? Like, what's the end goal there? Once she ends that goal there, is she going to transfer to try and do the same thing to the Demon Lord? Are they going to talk and make amends and kind of make a pact? We just don't know. We know at some point the girl in the white is working for Ariel, but in what capacity? Is the Demon Lord now? Is that also Kumiko, or have they merged? Like, there's so many things that we don't know yet, and I'm interested just to find out. But as always, guys, thank you guys for joining me for another review of So I'm a Spider, So What? I've been Dom from the Otaku Room. Like and subscribe if you can before you leave, especially if you're new. I appreciate you guys coming through. Another awesome episode of So I'm a Spider, So What? Guys, it's coming to an end very soon. I'm very sad about it. But we'll see you guys for now next week on episode number 19. And hit these videos over here if you can do me that huge favor. This one right here is our reaction for today. And the one below, that's what YouTube says best for you. And I'll see you guys next week. Peace out, guys.